Lawyer Danstan Omari is a very controversial fella, ladies and gentlemen. Many a times when he speaks, his statements rub shoulders the wrong way with the government. In fact, of late, he's become a thorn in the flesh of Ruto administration. I remember after Ruto appointed several cabinet secretaries and principal assistants to their offices, Danstan Omari accused William Ruto of intentionally sidelining the Omogusi community. And Omari accused the president that he was still harboring revenge mission. He was saying this because in his statements, he argued that the two greatest sons of Nyamira community did not support William Ruto's bid to become the president. And he's citing that in 2017, one of the Omogusi community, the former Chief Justice David Maraga, nullified the elections of Uhuru and Ruto. And he's saying that this really angered Ruto, and that is why he neglected the community. It did not stop there. Omari says that Fred Okengo Matiani, one of the greatest sons from that community, was leaning towards Raila's side during the last campaigns and last general elections, and this did not really go well with Ruto. And so Danstan Omari is saying that because of these two fellas, William Ruto has decided to neglect completely the Omogusi and Nyamira community, to be precise, in his latest appointments.
The president, Dr. William Ruto, appointed 51 permanent secretaries without anybody from the larger Gusi community. Here where we are is Nyamira County, West Mogrango constituency. None of Omogusi was elected to that post. Yet, in terms of population-wise, we contribute. We are almost the fifth largest community. In terms of the economy of this country, we are the second in terms of generation of the income, the economy that runs the taxes that the president uses. This is the first time since 1963 the larger community of Omogusi, who has never failed to be in the permanent secretaries. Last time we had four permanent secretaries. Now that is only Nyamira. We have lost. We are demanding, as all these are voters, these are taxpayers, and these are members of the Kisi community. They are demanding as to why the president is in a revenge mission. We know very well this is premised on the fact that the former cabinet secretary for interior hailed from this county. The former chief justice, retired Maraga, hailed from this county. There is a systemic approach to marginalize Nyamira County. Out of all the 47 counties, only 2 counties don't have a cabinet minister and a permanent secretary. That is Wajir and the Nyamira County. We are asking, do we move to Uganda?
In this video, I want to look at how William Ruto responded to those statements and how he's trying to bury this hole that he dug himself. Now, before we do this, allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel if you have not done so, and don't forget to click the notification bell so that whenever I do a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Now, these statements really were not going well with William Ruto, who is trying to build himself and put things in place for 2027. Many experts have argued that immediately William Ruto took oath of office na akaweka Biblia chini, his next focus was now 2027. And if you look at his movements of late, William Ruto is looking at regions which did not vote for him. And one of them is Nyamira, and Kisii, those two communities. So he's been trying as much as he can to ensure that he wins them back. You saw him recently looking for Simba Arati, who is a very strong supporter of Raila Amolo Odinga, who was elected on an ODM ticket and defeated several stalwarts. And they met in State House. A move that really elicited several reactions from ODM fraternity, but Arati later said that this is only meant to work with the national government. So by Danstan Omari accusing William Ruto that he was neglecting the Kisii community, it was not going to augur well. So William Samoei Ruto decided to appoint the former Justice David Maraga. Remember, one of the people who Danstan Omari accused William Ruto of harboring revenge against is David Maraga. So in a Gazette notice, William Ruto appointed David Maraga to chair a task force that is going to look into the welfare of the Kenya Police Service and the Kenya Prison Service Unit. This move is a very clever move. And it seems like William Ruto listened to Danstan Omari very well, and he ensured that he went to for the senior most member of that community. David Maraga is now an elder. He has served in one of the most prestigious offices, the Chief Justice Office, the President of the Judiciary. And Maraga, looking at his age, he's a man who serves as a patron in that community, and maybe politically, socially, and economically, the Abagusi community will always listen to him when he speaks. So by William Ruto appointing him into another prestigious position, William Ruto is simply responding to Danstan Omari that, look, I harbor no revenge against the Abagusi community. Have picked Maraga and I'm ready to work with him. I don't know whether after this Danstan Omari is going to soften his stand, but William Ruto has responded. His move is also seen as a way of trying to reach out to people like Fred Okengo Matiang'i. Fred Okengo Matiang'i up to this moment is not a friend of William Ruto. After the campaign's backlash, it seems they still have bad blood between them. But Ruto's movements of late is one that has really toned down and is really sending olive branches to several people who did not work with him. You remember in Western, he reconciled with Atwoli and they said, hiyo ilikuwa siasa, tusameheane, tufanye kazi pamoja. Even with Raila Odinga, there are speculations that he is trying to tone down. In fact, he has left his deputy Rigathi Gachagua to continue, throwing mishale hapa na pale against Raila Amolo Odinga. But William Ruto is slowing down, he's toning down, he's beckoning everyone who was not working with him. So it seems like by this move, he's telling Fred Okengo Matiang'i, look, come, let us work together. I don't know whether you agree with me, but I feel in my very considered opinion that this is what William Ruto is doing. William Ruto is in doing this, in appointing David Maraga, is also trying to send a message to Kenyans that, look, in our previous government with the President Uhuru Kenyatta, my hands were tied. It was President Ruto who had the sword and had the authority, and there's nothing I could do. He was the bad fellow, here was the good fellow. Remember, after David Maraga nullified the elections in 2017, William Ruto is on record saying that Uhuru Kenyatta was almost giving up. And he's saying that he went to State House and found that his boss was planning to go to Ichaweri. Ichaweri is the hometown of Uhuru Kenyatta, or the rural suburbs, Ushago. So he was saying that Uhuru Kenyatta had given up and he was preparing to go back and leave this office. But the latest development that followed shows that when William Ruto urged President Uhuru Kenyatta not to give up, they went to Bama. That is their first rally where they went. And the former President Uhuru Kenyatta made statements that has forever been a battle line between himself and the judiciary. He said that even though we accept this verdict, but we shall revisit. We shall revisit. And to make good his words, President Uhuru Kenyatta revisited his enmity with David Maraga. Number one, he denied them enough money to run the judiciary. So judiciary needs a lot of money. And there was a report that indicated that there were a lot of backlog of cases in the judiciary. And cases were running very slowly. And when Maraga was asked, he was saying that the budget had been cut down. They did not have enough budget to help them. Two, President Uhuru Kenyatta refused to appoint judges into offices of appellate offices, the judges of courts of appeal. Even after the recommendation of the Judicial Service Commission, he refused, and he said that he had questionable. There were some judges that had questionable characters. This even added salt to injury, and it even this aggravated the already fierce enmity between the executive and the judiciary. They were working together with William Samoei Ruto. But here is William Ruto who had said that he's the one who went there, woke up Uhuru Kenyatta when he was about to give up. And that's the reason why Uhuru gave such statements like, we shall revisit. But then, William Ruto has now negated that stand and is painting Uhuru Kenyatta in bad faith. It is like, I love the judges. I love working with the judiciary. Remember, this tribunal that is looking into the conduct of Cherera and her team, who is heading that team, it is Isaac Lenaola. And Isaac Lenaola is one of the judges that Uhuru Kenyatta had refused to appoint into any office. So if you looked at how William Ruto is working, he's reversing every decision that Uhuru Kenyatta made. So ladies and gentlemen, William Samoei Ruto is busy looking for the Mugusi community to give him support in 2027. This is why he could not take it very lightly when Danstan Omari, who is also a very senior citizen, a very senior son of the Mugusi community, accused him of intentionally neglecting the Nyamira community. So he responded very fast. I'm still waiting to see whether Danstan Omari will now have a different look at Ruto's policies.